Welcome everybody to the Chinchilla Pickin' Podcast. It is November the 2nd, 2025 at 3:25 p.m. As always, we hope to be entertaining, educational, and uplifting because we want everyone to make money. My name is David Underwood, and I'm joined by the one and only Baron of Bonds himself, Brandon Beaver. Brandon, how are you?
I'm good. How about you? I don't want to say great because it's been a wild week.
You got you
Um,
can say I'm well. That's I
I
mean
mean,
I
I'm
speak the
well.
King's
Yeah.
English. I
I mean,
lived
we,
in
you know,
England for a number of years. It's I am well, okay?
yeah. So
Thank you.
we both had pretty bad weeks personally.
Yes. Yes,
Um,
we did.
but
Yes, we
I'm
did.
managing.
We are both managing the best we can.
Yeah.
Yeah, so since you brought it up, let me just go right into that. I wanted to take 1 minute out of our show. I know we have a number of our listeners who listen to us all the time, of different backgrounds and different variances, where you're at in the world right now. So take a minute and talk about mental health awareness. So if you are out there and you are struggling with some sort of mental health or yeah, depression or PTSD or what have you, whatever you are dealing with, bipolar, there's lots of different things you could be dealing with. We always, please seek help, reach out, ask a friend, reach out to a family member, go on over to their house, hang out. You don't have to battle it alone. There are people out there who can help you. There are people out there who can assist you. There are people out there who believe you. So
Yep.
please take this time to reach out, contact somebody, ask for help, and yeah, talk to someone. Just, if you need someone to talk to, Brandon's always available.
I, I will try in those situations. I'm not always available, but I'm trying to work on being available for people.
It-
Uh,
yes.
Yeah, I mean,
Uh,
whatever it is you're going through, you're not alone on it.
yeah.
Somebody else is always going through it too, and sometimes maybe even going through it more than you are. So it helps to talk through things for sure.
Yes, definitely, definitely. It has impacted both Brandon and I's personal lives, both of us separately, to different instances this past week. So please reach out if you need help. All right. All right. Back to stocks. I actually did not see a lot of news. I was in Georgia at the beginning of half the week. I got out in the mountains. I was making fires. I don't know what happened. I was not paying attention. I do know I did see a blurb about Scott Bessant saying that the high interest rates may have caused a housing depression or recession. I was like, come on, man. I mean, yeah, it caused it to slow down. I wouldn't call it a housing recession, but you know, he's politically motivated to say that, I believe. So,
Yeah, me too.
yeah, they're going to choose a new Fed Reserve chairman here in the next couple months, anyways. So we'll see who they pick and how it leads the Fed going forward, and it'll be interesting to see how that's going to affect rates and how it's going to affect the economy with the rates.
Rates are going to be coming down.
Well, yeah, one way or another. With the new Fed chairman, I believe there will be a push to push rates down, and it will be much cheaper to get those loans later on in the first half of next year versus now.
Sure.
So if you can wait, I would say wait, but not too long because as much as I hate saying this, Brandon, I hate saying this because I lived through 2008 as an adult with a kid. I hate saying this, but it is true. Housing prices do usually always go up.
Yeah, well, the rate goes down, the interest rate goes down. That's what's going to happen with the price of the housing.
Yeah,
But I mean,
it
we didn't
is.
really see the opposite end of this, though. I mean, I think we all expected pricing, houses to come down in price with the interest rates going up, but it really didn't happen.
Not much. In certain areas it did, but not in a broader overall market sector.
I mean, so of course you're going to see stagnant house sales.
Yeah,
I mean, that makes sense.
it does make sense.
New home builders did okay. They
Well,
were
yeah,
probably
and we
selling,
got
but
yeah. So here we go. All right. Rules, rules, rules. Brandon and I get together 5 to 10 minutes before the show and we tell each other what we're going to talk about. You actually hear the live back and forth right here on the show for you. Brandon, as always, take it away. Let us know what you got.
I got some gripes about Meta's earnings. And I'm not selling here. I mean, maybe it's a five bagger for me, so I've made a little bit more than five times my money on it. But so far, I mean, never haven't sold, so it's paper gains. But I am a little frustrated. All right. So first of all, by all means, it was a good quarter. It was. Um, Revenue came in at $51.24 billion. That's 26% increase year over year. Non-GAAP earnings, which excludes one-time charges, came in at $7.25, which would have comfortably be estimates. But GAAP earnings per share was $1.05, down somewhere around like 83% year over year. And what this was this was a one-time charge of $15.93 billion. It was a tax charge due to related to the big beautiful bill that was passed. Now Meta, and quite frankly, I haven't dug too deep into this, but Meta says it's a one-time charge and it's actually going to lower their tax bill for the rest of this year and 2026. So
Really?
they're going to
How?
get the most of the money back. I just told you I really don't know yet. I tried to research this online. I couldn't find anything about it that
Okay.
explains it thoroughly. I even used Gemini AI, didn't really explain it. So I don't know. I guess
Gotcha.
we'll see how it plays out.
All right.
Um, but how did you not forecast for that? It caught everybody off guard. You knew it was coming.
And
That's my frustration. Like
this is for Reality Labs,
you didn't guide to no, so overall meta.
overall Meta. Okay.
Yeah, it's an overall company. You didn't guide for it. You didn't warn anybody. It's just frustrating.
Hmm.
So honestly, I think the 11% drop in meta, if it was just for that, would be unwarranted. But the other portion of this and what generated the headlines here was the increase in capital expenditures over the next couple of years. Um,
What do they want them to do? Just do stock buybacks and sit on cash?
no,
I mean, you got to spend
so
capital to increase revenue streams to increase revenue. I don't
no.
understand. What are the analysts wanting? What are they wanting him to do?
So a dramatic upward revision of 2025 capital expenditures. So this is basically like they're increasing it for the fourth quarter now. 70 to 72 billion dollars. It's all going to go into artificial intelligence for the most part. By the way, I just don't know that their investments are paying off the way that they want them to yet.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Have you seen the digital ad revenue for all these major the Magnificent Seven?
Okay.
And it's all because of AI pushing this ad revenue, man.
Digital revenue and ads came in really well. Advertising came in really well, right?
Yeah, across the board of all the
So
companies. And it's because of AI.
uh, AI ads, that's great, but Reality Labs revenue was $370 million.
I helped out with like $50 of that, by the way.
There's there's no there's no path forward to profitability on this. And while ad sales are going well, they're doing great, and it's driven, like you said, by artificial intelligence, and I get that. If, and you were saying, I think prior to the show, or maybe on the show, or whatever it was, that like over the next like short term, 3 months, you're kind of bearish on the economy right now, right?
Yes, I
Okay.
am.
So if we have a recession, that ad sales going to get cut. All the funding that they're doing for Reality Labs, that's losing a ton of money still, is coming from the ad sales from the family of apps.
All right, here's my take on this. All right. Yes, is Reality Labs a actual core part of Meta that will eventually create income streams? Maybe not. Maybe not.
It lost
But
$4.5 billion this quarter.
but is this a love project of Mark Zuckerberg, who owns a large portion of Meta himself? Yes. And if I was a multi billionaire who owned a large portion of Meta and I wanted to do Reality Labs, you couldn't tell me otherwise.
And it's become a desperate push amongst all of the magnificent seven in the top tech companies to be the AI leader.
Reality Labs is not AI.
Reality Labs has got AI in it.
Has
It's not
got AI, but
all
it is
of the
not the
AI,
AI division.
but it goes to get yeah, so Reality Labs is the hardware that uses the artificial intelligence.
Okay.
Right. So the Ray-Ban glasses, the Meta
I'm
Quest
I'm I'm
3.
looking this up right now, so I give you the proper definition. But continue with your
Yeah.
assessment of their.
So I don't like what they're I need a path forward. But what I want to say, all these losses, all these capital expenditures that are going into artificial intelligence that I think is a push to get into the AI race, push to be the top dog, a desperate push by these guys. Um, all the reason to have Nvidia and ASML and Teradyne in your portfolio.
So Reality Labs is not has nothing to do with AI.
Yes,
Has
it
AI
does.
in it? No, it doesn't. Meta's Reality Labs is a division focused on developing virtual reality VR and augmented reality, including the Quest VR and the Ray-Ban smart glasses.
Sure. What do you think drives all that?
But it has had, like I said, it's not a AI division. It's a division that has AI in it. It's
Yes.
a VR division.
Okay. But a lot
It's
of
the
their investments.
VR virtual reality division of Meta.
Okay, but we're splitting hairs here though, because like a lot of their investments are going into artificial intelligence and into Reality Labs, and Reality Labs is the loss leader.
It's because VR is not picking up like everyone thought it would. That's why.
Right. Right. And
I
we're
love VR. I love VR gaming. But yeah, no, most people don't love VR gaming or VR world. Yeah.
I think we'll get there. I still
Yeah.
think that the headsets are too uncomfortable.
I don't think we're gonna get there, and I'm a fan of it, right? I love it. I've had VR since 2015, 16. I've been playing VR at my house. Back in the day when there wasn't like East Coast, West Coast central servers where there was like one server, what have you. I've had VR forever. I've done every VR possible you can do out there, right?
Yeah.
I don't think it's gonna be as broad. There's too many people don't like it. Too many people look down on it. It's not being picked up by the masses. No.
They need to get more class A, top shelf gaming franchises into it. And I mean, they don't have the computing power of the PlayStation 5 or anything like that or PCs, but
You you
they need
do
to
you
get
do have the
developed what
computer
they
power of
do.
those,
Yeah.
but
No, I
but
don't know.
the
You could like if I'm playing Ghost of Yotei right now, I don't think you're going to be able to fit that entire game or GTA 6 when that comes out. That entire game's probably not going to fit on the headset.
you
But
could you could
with cloud gaming in the future, possibly. And if gaming picks up, then those headsets will sell. But right now, the biggest sell, what I talk to people about, because I know you like the gaming, if people aren't into the VR gaming, I say, hey, you can't afford a 100-foot television in your living room or can't fit it anywhere, but you can essentially watch that kind of television on because of
right.
the perspective and the size of the TV that you can make.
Yeah,
It's great for home entertainment. I love my MetaQuest,
yeah,
but it clearly it's not catching on, and that's
yeah. It's not. I'm with you. I love it, but it's not catching on.
right. And I'll buy the next generation of it, but I don't know if other people are going to. Maybe eventually it will, but I need a path to profitability for Reality Labs.
There is none. I don't see any in the future. It's a love project of Mark Zuckerberg that's going to continue to lose money.
It
But
is
they're
so
making
frustrating.
enough. My point is they're making enough off the digital ad sales to cover it.
If it did become profitable, the stock would take off even
Oh
further
yeah.
than what it
Oh
has.
yeah.
So I mean, even after the 11% drop that Meta had, I mean, I'm not selling it, but I'm not buying any more right now
Why
either.
would you sell it? You're up like a gazillion.
I know. Well, I would sell it possibly because I'm up like a gazillion on it. I mean, this is a Meta. I talk about Meta a lot. The company that made me the most amount of money that I've ever made in my life was General Electric and the spinoff of those companies. And I still own GE Aerospace, and that's still killing it for me. So that's good. But
It's funny you say because the company that has made me the most amount of money actually was not because of one trade, but because I day traded it over and over and over and over again during a short period of time. It was Tesla.
nice.
It just kept
That was
having
my white
10%
whale for
swings.
the longest time.
Yeah, right? Yeah, because you're like, every time I would buy, you'd be like, no, I'm selling. And I'm like, I'm
Yeah.
buying.
By the way, here's something that's very impressive from Meta. Daily active users increasing by 250 million.
That's crazy.
I know they got
Like,
3
who's
point
not already on Meta or has a Meta or
they
that's
there's 3.5 billion active users
is
for
that because TikTok's issues and Instagram picked up?
I don't know.
Is that why?
It's an 8% increase.
I would bet you it's because of all the issues with TikTok and then Instagram Reels and all Instagram picked up some market share there.
Somehow they keep finding people in corners of the world that don't have
Facebook
Facebook
or
yet
Instagram.
or
Yeah.
Instagram, yeah, and they keep adding them. So that I mean that's really good. I like that. But $370 million for Reality Labs, you're losing 4.5 billion on it. I'm just that's it frustrates me.
I'm going to continue to add my $50 every year.
What are you doing with the $50 every year to Reality Labs?
I just buy a new game every now and then.
I mean, I don't know. I might buy some of the Ray-Ban um, AI
I
glasses.
offered to give a
Thinking
Ray-Ban
about
out on this podcast a couple years back if we had like so many followers by Christmas and nobody did. We didn't have that many followers, so I didn't give them out.
it is what it is.
Yeah. I can't even pay people to follow us, Brandon.
Speaking of artificial intelligence, I mean, I called Teradyne a buy if you were listening 2 weeks ago.
They report
Uh,
earnings this week, by the way.
October 13th, I think it was. They reported last week.
Oh, was it last week? Did
Yeah,
I
they
look at the wrong
reported
week?
last
I did.
week. And they upped their forecast. So their revenue for Q4 is gonna come in between 920 million and $1 billion. Non-GAAP EPS $1.20, 46, and that guidance is substantially exceeding analyst consensus, which was at $815.7 million for revenue and $1.03 for earnings per share. Um, they're maintaining a strong liquidity position, $427 million in cash and marketable securities, which is above their goal of 400 million. This price increases or price targets increases from analysts came. UBS has raised its price target from 165 to 200. Um, Multi-year acceleration in sales and earnings growth expected over the course of the next 3 to 5 years. I called this a buy. Like I said, they test the artificial intelligence chip, the semiconductors, and all of that. They also
Yeah.
do Wi-Fi tests they work in the cellular division as well. They have a lot more of a cyclical business, in my opinion, because only a portion of it focuses on testing the AI, even though that's accelerating and making up for the cyclicality of Wi-Fi and cellular and all of that stuff. So I'm still relatively bullish on this, but I wanted to take a cash position and make my cash position in my brokerage a little bit higher. So I'm taking my gains here, but 33% in 2 weeks, not bad. I'll call it a victory.
Right? I would take that too.
Yeah.
33% 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Win. Take
Um,
my money off the table.
so I consider Teradyne to be one of the best reports of Q3.
Nice.
I do. And then I consider Amazon, which I'm still going to hold, one of the other best reports of Q3, based on the Amazon Web Services revenue up 20% year over year,
Even after the outage issue,
even after the outage issue. That's going to
which
happen.
what was that? A DNS error, server error issue? I don't
It
know.
was something like that. But I mean, well, that's just something that we're going to have to continuously deal with as investors in the technology circuit. That's going to be the new normal. Cloudflare also did really well, by the way, 15.4% beat on earnings per share. Free cash flow Margin is 13.3%. That was up from 6.5%
How would you
quarter.
define free cash flow to someone who doesn't know what that is? Free cash flow is the cash a company generates after subtracting the capital expenditures needed to
Yeah,
maintain or expand its assets.
right,
So that's what's used for discretionary services like paying down debt, distributing dividends to shareholders, or investing in new growth. So
right.
after they've paid their bills. The best way to describe it is after a company's paid its bills and its employees, this is how much cash it has on hand.
Right, right. One of the criticisms of GE for years was that they didn't have free cash flow. And they went free cash flow positive in like 2022 or something like that, right before the split. And that was one of the things that made the stock take off.
I remember I was ragging on GE really hard on this show one time because you kept bringing up GE, and I was like, GE has gone through more CEOs than the Browns have QBs,
Yeah.
and it was just ridiculous.
Yeah, but Larry Culp's done a great job there.
He has, yes, he has turned that company around.
Still, GE Vernova still a buy. GE Aerospace, I would approve of somebody starting a position right now, but better if you wait for a little bit of a pullback on that, I think.
I think we've seen a pullback in a lot of areas, especially GE Vernova lately. That's had a huge pullback recently.
Yeah, that's for sure a buy. Yeah.
Everybody said it was overpriced above 600, and it was because they were counting in, it was including all the cash flow, almost cash flow. Now I'm talking cash flow, all the revenue that they were expecting to make off the data centers. And
Right.
they said it was built into the price that when it was above 600. In fact, they were saying it was probably overly priced at that. And
Ah,
that's why it dropped down. And I was like, I don't know.
the other stock whose earnings report impressed me,
Back. Sorry.
the other stock whose earnings report impressed me was Reddit
Don't stop saying it that way because of me. Don't let me make
stock.
fun of you and
I don't even know
stock.
I'm saying it that way.
I don't know why you were either. That was the first time I
Reddit.
ever heard you say it.
Reddit,
Yeah,
Reddit,
Reddit.
so Reddit's revenue, $584.9 million dollars. That grew 67% year over year.
I'm happy to see you say something positive about Reddit because it is a good company that is continually growing and has continually shown growth quarter over quarter. And yet you sit on the show, Brandon, and you rag on the Reddit users and Reddit. And it's actually a well-run company.
I have seen 1,000 message boards like Reddit come and go over the course of my lifetime.
Yeah, I
That
would
do the
agree.
exact
I'll,
same
I'll
thing
give
that
you that.
Reddit does, but Reddit somehow just grew their community exponentially and much better than every other one of them did.
Yeah, and could
Right?
Reddit be gone in 2 to 3 years? Yes. But right now it's growing.
EPS came at 80 cents per share, beat expectations by 54%. EBITDA, $236 million. It was a good quarter. I have to say it.
That's a good quarter.
I'm not buying it because I'm not a believer, but they're kind of proving me wrong.
Are you
So
not a believer or a believer?
I don't think that it's something that anybody needs. You need Facebook to keep up with people, right? And you
Well,
need
I
Instagram.
use Facebook for networking with coworkers at work and other issues, other things like that. And then I also family and different individuals. It's not I don't post hardly anything on Facebook. And also you get to see Facebook Marketplace. You get to see Facebook events. So I get to see local events that are happening in the area. Lets me know kind of what's going on in case I miss something. There's other uses for Facebook. I don't use it for personal posting on social media. That's not what
Right,
I use it for. Like I could go without checking Facebook. That's fine. It's not
right,
going to bother me. Yeah. I don't have a Snapchat. No. And the only reason I really have TikTok is because we have the Chinchilla Picking podcast. Sometimes people reach out to us on there. And I go on there every now and then and send Brandon videos about Tokyo. So
out of those, what would I call a buy? Probably Amazon still. Um, Cloudflare. Eh,
no.
eh, nah. Here's the thing: the consistent demand for large language models and more processing is going to lead to um, more cloud demand altogether. and it's gonna
We already have that.
and Cloudflare
That's
is cloud.
Microsoft's biggest growing division.
Then it's continuum, and it's the Amazon Web Services is the same,
Yeah.
right? And so the need for a large, capable cloud security firm is growing as well. Cloudflare is that.
CrowdStrike.
CrowdStrike is that as well. But Cloudflare happens to be in a much more competitive landscape with their products. So I'm half and half on it.
All right.
I'm not buying it myself. Again, if somebody else wants to buy it, I'm not going to argue against it.
Fair enough, Brandon. Thank you for not giving us a yes or no on anything
I gave you a
besides
yes.
Amazon.
I gave you a yes or no on Amazon. I'm just saying I'm not a no on Cloudflare.
It's okay.
I need to raise some cash. I'm taking it from Teradyne.
Okay. All right. Fair enough.
Amazon is a yes.
All right. Sure.
Meta,
Whatever you say, Brandon. Whatever you say. No, seriously. Let's move into one company that I have called yes on. I currently own, and I'm going to continue owning. And I don't know why it dropped 25% over the past few weeks. No idea. Looked into it. There has been one downgrade. Every other analyst has upgraded this company. Only one downgrade. And the stock dropped 25% from 40 bucks a share down to $30 a share. Big drop. Lens Therapeutics, that's what I'm talking about. Uh, Lens Therapeutics, if you don't know what it is, I've called it on the show. I own it. I call it a buy. I still believe it's a buy. It's a pharmaceutical company that's focused on the commercialization of V-I-Z-Z. It's an acetylidine ophthalmology. I don't know, man. It's eye drops, okay? It's the first and only FDA approved acetylidine-based eye drop for the treatment of presbyopia. I don't know why I'm trying this in adults.
where's your daughter at when we need her?
I know, seriously. I need my pre-med major here to explain how to read this. So it's the first and only one that's currently FDA approved for eye drops. It's for if you don't need readers, if you just drop these drops and they're good for 10 hours, you can throw out your readers and you can just use the eye drops, right? That's basic it in the basic layman's terms. So there's tens of millions, 80 plus million people in the United States alone who could use these eye drops if they're prescribed by a doctor. Fantastic eye drops. Don't know why it sold off. It did have a big run up before the sell off. However, they just started sales on this, and maybe some insider knew some information that the sales weren't hitting quite as high as they thought because the sales started going out to doctors in October. So October is the first month that pharmaceutical sales rep from Lens Therapeutics went out to doctors and tried to push Lens Viz eye drops. Now, why all that is important is come Wednesday, November 5th at 8:30 a.m., Lens Therapeutics will have its earnings report and its conference call. I will be probably listening to the conference call and I want to hear, because I own this and I own a lot of it. I want to hear how are the cells doing? What is the guidance? What are we saying? What is going on? And I want to see they should offer guidance when they give out their earnings. Now the earnings won't show any sales. It'll be a loss because they didn't have any they didn't have any sales going out, right? We understand that. We get that. We are expecting that. But what's the guidance say? Well, what are they saying as far as sales are going? Are they living up to the hype? Are they not living up to the hype? Some people are saying this stock, if it lives up to the hype, will go as high as 120 a share. Other companies, the average price target is $65 a share, which is over double where it's at right now. There's all these companies are saying, minimum $50 a share price target on this. There's only one company that had it as a sell, and that why that company drove it down, don't know. But I still believe in it. I still believe it's a solid buy. I believe they are going to come out on Wednesday with great news. And Brandon, I have no idea why it dropped down so much.
Okay. Well, if you don't know why it dropped down, that's just people taking profits, people being scared out of their positions for whatever reason. It's
Well, I
probably
mean,
a good thing to buy. I actually meant to bring up PayPal Holdings when I was talking too. The same thing happened there. I think it was just profit taking because PayPal reported a pretty good a pretty good quarter.
Yeah.
I mean, there was less basket size, less, they were reporting people being more, um, you know, not discretionary, but more targeted in what they're buying, so to speak.
Yes.
But yeah, I mean, it's a 7% decline on earnings, and I didn't see a good reason for that either. So maybe buy PayPal as well.
Right. Brandon making a call.
Hey,
How
wait,
would you
wait,
look at
I
that?
already called Amazon. I'm just not too excited about any buys right now with the market run that we've had. I'm kind of chilling in Campbell's soup and a few other consumer staples for when the underlying economy actually starts to roll back over and doing well. Um,
Well,
and
hold on. It was my turn here, buddy. You're trying to take over the second half of this. No, this is my
well,
turn in the
let me finish
podcast.
what I'm saying.
I have a call. I have a call, and I want to talk about it. And I told you I was going to talk about it for the show, and I have a lot to go through here. Give me
Yeah.
my time.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you. I got to fight for my time. All right.
You
So
don't have
this
to
is
get all
what,
hot about it.
yeah, right. No, just adding excitement to our show tonight. So this one is one I told Brandon I was going to talk about. They had earnings this past week. I want to cover some of the earnings. I liked them before the earnings. I like a lot of the products. Not a lot. I liked a number of their products. I'll put it that way. I like where they're going. I like what they have coming up to come to market. So Eli Lilly is just reported earnings this past week. So let's take a look at their earnings real quick. I'm going to give you some highlight numbers, and then we're going to dig deep into certain areas of it, right?
Sure.
So the pharmaceutical giant expects its fiscal 2025 revenue to come in between 63 billion and 63.5 billion. That's up from previous guidance last quarter of 60 billion to 62 billion. They also adjusted full year profit to come in between 23 and 23.70 per share. That's up from last quarter where they said 21.75 to 23 a share. So they've raised both top line and bottom line numbers here. Eli Lilly said the guidance has reflects all existing tariffs that are currently in position as of Thursday morning. It does not include any threatened levies that are currently being threatened on pharmaceuticals imported to the United States. So it doesn't include ones that have been talked about but not yet in place. Mojourno itself, it raked in 6.5 billion in revenue for the quarter. That's up 109% from the same period a year ago. That blew past the 5.5 billion that analysts were expecting. Zepbound, which these are really technically the same drug, but they're one is mainly for diabetes, the other one is mainly for weight loss. Same core ingredients, just kind of mixed differently, if you will. Zepbound, which entered the market roughly 2 years ago, posted $3.59 billion in revenue for the third quarter alone. That's up 184% from the year earlier,
Oh, wow.
slightly ahead of the 3.5 billion that Wall Street was expecting. So just billions of dollars from two drugs alone came in there, beating expectations. The CEO Dave Ricks came in said the real star here of the quarter is trizepatide. It's the active ingredient in Zepbound and Mojourno. Both drugs are leading the U.S. in market for obesity and diabetes, he said. So, and then they also moved into the international. We're going to get more into the weight loss drugs here in a second. The third quarter revenue for the company as a whole was 17.6 billion. Now, keep in mind, 9 billion of that was just the Mojourno and Zepbound. 9 billion of it. 17 billion for total third quarter revenue. It's up from 54% a year ago. Sales in the US jumped 45% to 11.3 billion, driven by a 60% increase in volume, or as is in the pharmaceutical world, the number of prescriptions or units sold for its products. Again, primarily for Mojourno and Zepbound. These drugs are killing it for Eli Lilly right now. They booked in the net income of 5.58 billion or $6.21 per share for the third quarter. That compares with a net income of 970 million a year earlier. That is outrageous growth. Outrageous growth. So, excluding one-time items associated with the value of intangible assets and other adjustments, Eli Lilly posted a $7.02 per share for second quarter earnings. Huge earnings. So these earnings have a lot to do with the GLP-1 drugs and the GLP-1 drug markets. Brandon, your first thoughts off the headline numbers?
My first thought is that Pfizer needs to get a GLP-1 drug that is actually decent, or a boner pill, or
There-
something like that. Do something because you've completely missed the mark. And all these pharmaceutical companies that are killing it right now. Pfizer's just sitting on the sidelines.
Yeah, Pfizer is just sitting on the sidelines.
Annoying.
We're gonna
But
get into Pfizer here in a second too, by the way.
here's where they lose all my respect, though. Like, all the research for these drugs has been going on for the past, like, decade, 10 years, maybe plus.
10 years
The
plus.
ones that are coming out now, all the market research and stuff that you guys hire teams of people to keep track of, and trends that are happening right now that you have teams of people to forecast, and somehow nobody got this right for Pfizer.
Right? Yes. Yeah,
I don't
nobody.
understand it.
Yeah, or AstraZeneca, Bristol
Yeah,
Myers. I mean, we
right,
could start listing them off, man.
right.
Merck. I mean, come on.
Yeah,
Uh, So Rick, again, CEO Dave Ricks said the quarterly beat was driven by really strong international performance, pointing to Moderna's launch in China, Brazil, and India earlier this year. So expect next year's numbers to be even better because if you're launching in China, Brazil, and India, you're going to see huge numbers here.
yeah.
What we're seeing is a global demand for this product. On an earnings call on Thursday, Rick said that the Eli Lilly gained share in the injectable obesity and diabetes market they gained share for the fifth since consecutive quarter. The company's drugs account for nearly 6 out of 10 prescriptions within that class of medicines. So every 10 prescriptions within diabetes or obesity, 6 of them are Eli Lilly's drugs.
Wow.
Crazy. Crazy. The amount, I mean, this company's a monster in that field. Monster.
Yeah.
Um, the results come as Eli Lilly works to maintain its edge over its chief rival, Novo Nordisk, in a booming market for class of obesity and diabetes GLP-1 market. Now, in this market, right, you see that Novo Nordisk just can't keep up. Yeah, Eli Lilly is going to be bringing an obesity pill to the market. It's now betting on this closely watched experimental obesity pill or for glyph. I need to quit covering pharmaceutical companies
Yeah.
to solidify its dominance in the space, especially as Novo Nordisk and other drug makers race to bring their own pills or next generation injections to the market. So everybody's trying to bring a pill to the market. Well, one company I owned and I sold because I thought they were getting bought out by Pfizer was Metsera, who has a great pill in the market, who has a half-life that is tremendous. I've covered this company in detail on this podcast, right? And I said I was selling my position because it jumped up to 55, $56 a share based off Pfizer coming in and buying it out. Well, there's always that, when a company offers a buyout, there's always a period of time when another company could come in with a rival bid. And that is what happened. On Thursday, Novo Nordisk launched a rival bid for U.S. obesity biotech company Metsera, hijacking the offer from Pfizer as it races to catch up with Eli Lilly. This raised the stock price of Metsera from where it was at $56 a share to $63 a share as this company's demand for this company continues to go higher because of the half-life and because of the pill that they have in the pipeline. So Pfizer trying to catch up with these two companies and buy Metsera may actually lose out on Metsera, and Novo Nordisk may steal it. And then this is going to be huge because Novo Nordisk has all this money coming in from Ozempic and Wegovy, but yet they don't have anything else in the pipeline. Novo Nordisk is trying to create other drugs in its pipeline so they're not just a one trick pony
Right.
here. Novo Nordisk was at one point in time the biggest Danish company in all of Europe and was competing with many other companies, and then the stock price fell, plummeted. because everybody saw them for what they were, the one trick pony with nothing else in the pipeline going on. I mean, Brandon, you called it. You said when a company's just spending money on what was it, a festival? You're like,
Yeah,
I
what
question
did
this
they have like a
company.
U2 concert or something like
Yeah.
that?
You're like, I question this company. You were right. I was wrong. I was still hyped on it. I made money off it. I made over 30% return off Novo
Yeah,
Nordisk during that time. I was happy with my return. However, you called it, they didn't have anything else in the pipeline. No, now they're trying to change that. They're trying to find other things in the pipeline to bring. But Eli Lilly, back to the main point of this, is a buy for me, a strong buy, not only just because of the GLP-1s, but because of again, I keep bringing this up because people forget about it. Eli Lilly has a cholesterol drug that is currently in stage 3 trials. If it passes stage 3, it can get FDA approval. It gets rid of 98% of all bad cholesterol in your body within 6 months. That is crazy. 98% of all bad cholesterol in your body gone within 6 months of taking this drug. And Eli Lilly has it in stage 3 trials. If this thing comes to market, you could think of all the people that are on cholesterol medication right now out there in the market, and this could replace all of that. All the billions of dollars being raked in by all these statin drugs that are meant to help with cholesterol medicine. And this Eli Lilly is going to come out and just blow them out of the water if this gets approved.
okay.
That's billions and billions and billions of dollars coming in for Eli Lilly if they can make this happen.
Nice.
So Eli Lilly has a pipeline. They have other drugs too. That's just the ones I'm bringing up. They have a pipeline, is my point. Novo Nordisk does not have a pipeline. Eli Lilly has their own pipeline. They're growing. They're doing research. They're finding other cures. It's a company I believe in the future of.
Pfizer has made some good progress into oncology, and they if they could utilize artificial intelligence to figure out new treatments for cancer and new cures for cancer, even potentially, then that would be their best path, I think, to profitability is to focus on the
There are,
oncological
isn't
research.
Pfizer? Pfizer's profitable, man.
They are profitable.
You're
I mean,
talking about like increased profitability, like
increasing
yeah,
profitability, yeah, and then changing things around and changing the direction that revenue is going right now.
yeah.
I really think that cancer's Pfizer's that's their bread and butter.
Gotcha.
To continue focus. So keep an eye on oncology for Pfizer, but right now I'm not buying it at the moment. That's what I
Gotcha.
would say.
Fair enough. All right, that was all I had. I do have there's a lot of earnings this week. Brandon, you ready to go through this quick list?
Yeah.
Again, this list I have it's just a list I put together that I'm interested in. There's lots of companies with earnings this week. Take a look at it, do your research, find which one you want to watch and why you want to watch it. Have a list of things you want to look for. That's what I do when I do on these earnings calls. Here's what I'm looking for out of this company. Here we go. You ready?
Mhm.
Stop me anytime, Brandon, if I start going too fast. Ready? Monday, Fubo TV, just because I like hearing about streaming services and how they're being competitive if they're going to get
Too
bought out.
competitive right now for Phoba. I mean, their biggest competitor is Pluto, and it's already got a
Yeah.
big grasp on the market. I'm not touching it.
Palantir, after the earnings on Monday, artificial intelligence platform or the AIP. The question I have for this, is this the next $1 trillion company? And if
Yes,
so, you should probably
yes,
buy it
buy
now.
it, buy it. If it pulls back on earnings, buy more. If it doesn't pull back on earnings, as long as it's not like 100% increase, buy it
There you
anyway.
go. Realty Income is a company that pays out a dividend based off of investments in commercial and it, commercial, mainly commercial realty. I want to see what they have to say about the housing market currently, and especially the commercial housing market. On Tuesday, Marriott Travel, how's it doing? What's going on with the travel industry? Are we looking strong? And where are we looking strong? Because Marriott is global. Where are they? Are they seeing U.S. growth? Are they seeing overseas growth? Where's the growth at here?
And it should be a good earnings report if the airlines earnings are any tell
Tell. Yeah.
of yeah any predictor.
So also Pfizer is reporting on Tuesday, and they finally lost the battle for Metsera, or are they going to come back with a higher bid and outbid Novo Nordisk? What are they going to say on the call on Tuesday? Good RX, I want to see what they have to say about the possible tariffs And what are they doing about drug prices? I know the current administration has been pushing hard with drug companies on drug prices. You've seen drug companies make deals with the current administration and sign those deals. What does GoodRx have to say
You know,
about
it's
this,
kind
and
of
what are they
funny.
doing?
I
Yeah,
use GoodRx because GoodRx makes my prescriptions cheaper than my insurance does. I don't even use my prescription insurance. I just use GoodRx.
there you go. See, I use my prescription. Wednesday. Wednesday bullish just because I want to torture myself and see what they have to say on their earnings. That's why I'm going to watch bullish earnings on Wednesday. Humana, again, drug prices. You can see there's a pharmaceutical theme going on here with me right now, my current what I'm watching. But Humana, I want to talk about drug prices, prescription prices, and health insurance currently with the United Healthcare issues they're having. What does Humana have to say? Metsera reports on Wednesday. What company are they going with? Is it A or B? Like, what's going on? Let's hear what Metsera has to say as they report earnings. Robinhood also reports on Wednesday. What's a retail trader look like? Currently, retail traders make up over 20% of the investment and trade-in volume in the United States currently, and that's a
And what
huge number.
what's
Huge.
interesting, just going off the data, it seems like over the past few years at least, the retail trader has been much more disciplined and much more effective at investing than the institutional trader.
Yes. Yes, we have all gotten smarter and we've all researched and the big boom of retail traders that were not trying to educate themselves that came out in the mark out of the woodworks during COVID have dissipated and now you see the
Right.
Robinhood's actual what's the term I'm looking for? The amount of money in each account that has actually grown
Yeah.
significantly
I
over the
mean,
years.
all those traders that bought those retail traders that bought General Motors at $20 a share just a few years ago.
Yeah,
That was reported on CNBC. All the retail traders are jumping into GM, and I mean, they made a killing off that.
they did make a killing.
I mean, the
Also,
GameStop thing, the meme stock stuff, all that was just kind of a side. That was one instance of some retail traders being
yeah.
greedy, and some of them made good money off of it. But I mean, the vast majority of retail traders have actually become really intelligent investors.
Yes, 100%. ZipRecruiter, I want to see what the job market looks like. I'm interested to see what they say, just because I'm bearish on the economy right now, and I want to see what ZipRecruiter has to say as far as job openings, what they're giving guidance at. Thursday, I'm looking at D-Wave Quantum. They had a big gap up and run up in the stock recently due to quantum processing. It's still not even a thing that can be done for another 3 to 4 years. Is it worth the run up, or is just people trying to push up the stock and see ahead of time and thinking that it's going to be the next big thing overpassing AI? I don't know if it is. I think AI is just going to blow quantum computing away. I think by the time quantum computing becomes commercialized, AI will be even better and faster because they'll be able, AI
They could
computer will be able to
supplement
figure
each
it out on
other.
their own.
They could supplement each other.
They could. Also on Thursday, Warner Brothers Discovery. Are we going to get a final decision on where this company's going, what this company's doing? I haven't heard anything. Have you?
No, and I don't care for them. They spend a
Also,
lot of money on things that don't make them a lot of money. It's,
right.
it's a
Also
bad
on
company.
Thursday, Affirm Holdings. If you don't know Affirm, they're one of those buy now, pay later companies. I kind of want to see is for me, I'm looking to see where the economy's going. So I'm looking to see what the consumers are spending money on. Has it grown in certain areas? Is it grown in groceries and or is it grown in discretionary or is it grown in vacations?
I can tell you it's all
Where's
going
it
to
grown?
staples, and the basket sizes are getting smaller and smaller, and that's what PayPal reported. So I'm assuming you're going to see the same thing from a firm.
Yeah, but I want to see it, and if it does, this is going to more confirm my bearish outlook on the economy. And then Friday, Constellation Energy. I want to hear what they have to say about data center growth and what deals are they inking or not inking, and do they think that they've topped out and that
No.
now we're in what? Some people, some analysts, talking heads on the show on the channels have said that they've topped out. I want to see what Constellation Energy has to
If
say.
they've popped out, that is no commentary on the macroeconomic environment. When you've got a U.S. Electrical grid system that's expected to fail in the next 3 years because of the amount of demand that data centers is going to put on it, then you cannot say that any failure you've had as a business is a result of macroeconomics or
Yeah.
demand.
All
So
right.
they better be higher, is what I'm saying.
All right,
Like, you
Brandon.
can't
Final
lose in
thought.
that industry right now unless you're
Yes.
really, really bad.
Final thought.
Final thought, buy Amazon. I think AWS is going to continue to grow. I honestly believe that AWS may actually become their chief source of revenue here in the next 5, 10 years. Maybe even more, more than actual Amazon.com is. So buy Amazon just based off of AWS. I think Google is still a buy right now. That's been one of the lackeys in the Mag 7,
I
both
sold my Google
Amazon
shares. I will share that
and
with her. I
Google.
did sell my Google. I took my profit.
I haven't. I've doubled my money on it over the course of a few years, but
So
I
have I.
still see cloud growth coming for the top seven tech companies in ways that we can't even imagine today. I honestly, like, people ask me, where do you see Amazon AWS revenue? And I can't tell you. And it's not because it's going to go lower, it's because I don't know how high this thing is going to go.
Yeah,
And, and I'm not
I
trying to
agree.
overstate anything, but cloud demand is going to continue to go higher as long as AI demand is going higher.
Yes, I
So
agree. I agree. All right, final thought from me. I'm just going to do one quick thing about stocks, and it's Lens Therapeutics. I believe it's a buy, but I want to see the numbers, what they have to say when they report earnings this week. My actual final thought is your mental health matters. Please reach out for help if you're struggling in any way, shape, or form. You are not alone. People are here with you. People can help you. Please call, reach out, ask for help. So,
absolutely.
all right. As always, we hope we've been entertaining, educational, and uplifting because we want everyone to make money. Have a good night.
Have a good night.
By PayPal. There's two
It's
calls.
too
There,
different.